Yeah. Better days, I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams, that's when they out it. Your own blood, ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win, we know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry, can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul boning. But you gon' work and you gon' strive, do what it takes to survive. What is truth, what is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake, they don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise, keep that between you and I. You realize, some people you gon' let go, you visualize. The things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. From wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm grinding 'cause I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision, keep faith and be humble, and have some patience with it. I've been A1 since day one, been always on my job. I never been a fake, never had to steal and rob, cause I do good business, I'm too good with it. And even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing. But I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress up on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith and my pace, so I can win this race. Win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life.
We in the building.
This race called life. This race called life, yeah. Race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life, yeah.
right. That's enough of this. Y'all done waited long enough. Y'all have waited long enough. These gentlemen already, they already got their screen shared. I haven't even introduced them. Ladies and gentlemen, Titan family, we are back for another one. You know why we here, and you know who you came to see. We have the legend, Anu Kakerakt, the king of electromagnetism, and we have to the right, Suave B.O.S. I almost had it. I was doing that one off the top. No script today. On the right, we have Suave B.O.S. pushing Black Power, part of the Black First Movement, repping the Argument League. How y'all feeling today?
Black Power, man. Feeling positive, man. Strong. We in the building.
Feeling nagatastic today, man.
Say that one more time.
Said feeling nagatastic today, brother.
Let's go. And y'all had to back that jump today, man. So I'm not gonna hold these people. What we are gonna do is go into. I'm gonna play the rules and the format again, just so that way you guys are clear and there's no confusion, and so that way the audience knows what's going on as well, and then we'll get straight into it.
All right, warriors. Listen up. Clash of the Titans official debate format. Rule number 1, order of speaking. The affirmative, the side advocating for the resolution, always presents first. Rule number 2, opening statements. Each debater delivers a 3-minute opening address. Rule number 3, argument rounds. There are 2 rounds per participant. Round 1, presentation of their primary case. Round 2, rebuttal of the opponent's arguments and or further development of their own position. Each round lasts 12 minutes. Rule number 4, turn order. The debater who speaks first will also close second in the rebuttal rounds, Q&A period, and final summations. Rule number 5, cross-examination. Each participant has 10 minutes to interrogate their opponent. This time belongs to the questioner. Pauses or hesitations are counted against their allotted time. If progress stalls, the moderator may intervene only to keep the exchange moving, not to address the judges or the audience. Rule number 6, closing statements. Following Q&A, each debater is granted 3 minutes for a final summation of their case. May the odds be forever in your favor.
Any questions, gentlemen?
Nope.
Suave, I need to hear the same from you. Okay, we're
Nope,
all on the
good,
same
man.
page. We are all on the same page. Let me get this comment down. Okay, let me take this down. Get the timer set for you. 3-minute opening. Who's taking the affirmative?
Me.
Okay. This is an exhibition debate. This is not part of the Clash of the Titans tournament, so no one will be advancing to another round of anything for this. Shout out these 2 gentlemen for being brave enough to step into the Coliseum of arguments. And why didn't it bring up the timer? Hold on. What the fuck? My apologies. 3. Okay. Do you need a screen share?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And time starts when you start.
Okay, so right now we gonna I'm gonna jump right into it. So my opponent finna hit y'all with a bunch of fallacies, and he's gonna want to coerce y'all into not understanding language. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is context and language. Context and language refers to surrounding words and phrases. They help clarify the meaning of specific words and phrases. It is essential to understand vocabulary, especially when encountering unfamiliar terms. When a meaning of words is unclear, reader needs to rely on context clues such as synonyms, antonyms, comparisons, and descriptions to infer its meaning. So therefore, when we talking about world, and this is an ongoing thing, right? World as you see, has over 14 different definitions. In this case, we're gonna circle in on 7, which is talking about the division, the generation of inhabitants of the earth distinguished by living together in the same place at the same time. It's a distinctive class of persons or a sphere of interests or activities. That's what we mean by when we say world. What world are we talking about? The world of the Moors. What is the world of the Moors? 711 to 1492. That is the context. That is the context in which we are referring to. We're not referring to anything else outside of that. Another thing that I want to bring up is the definition of Moor. When we bring up the definition of Moor, you see it's Moor, English, for Moroccan, formerly a member of the Muslim population. I want y'all to look at that Muslim. So we're talking about Islam, religion, the Muslim population belonging to Al-Andalus. So we're talking about the Moorish Empire, the Moorish civilization, the civilization that the Moors brought into Europe. In Spain, Portugal, a mix of Arab, Spanish, Amazigh Berbers. The original Moors created the Islamic Andalusian civilization. So we're only talking about this specific time. When you're talking about Moors, you're talking about dark skin, as you see right here, Moors being black, swarthy, 20, and you got also white Moors, other white Moors, because they're light-skinned Muslims, right? So anybody who was a Muslim was considered a Moor, right? So and that is only dealing with Europeans. So this is the context we're talking about. So my opponent has a battle uphill trying to take Moors out of history and take away their contributions, their bloody, murderous contributions to history. And they brought civilization to the Europeans the same way the Europeans bring civilization to everybody they bring in contact with. War and subjugation. That's civilization. That's civilization according to humanity, and that's what we see, and that's the basic reality that we live in today.
And that's time right there. I hit it about that bomb about 3 seconds early. Suave, it is on you. Do you need a screen share?
Yeah, man. Let me make sure I do this right quick, because that stream y'all be tripping. Share screen. Window. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna just pop up when y'all need me. I like how it looked like.
That's hard. Hold on. What's up, man? It's in the speaker full screen. Trying to put it in presentation mode on the okay, there you go. Okay. Let me see. Let me make sure y'all see it. You see that? And let me know if this it's in the back. And let me make sure that. Okay, yeah, we good then. All right, bet.
Finish that for me. Okay, time starts when you start.
All right. Yeah, man, it's the boy Suave B.O.S, man, from the Argument League. The conversation that did the more civilized the world. Now, you know when somebody come out saying somebody got a fallacy, they the one with the fallacy. You know when somebody come out and say you don't understand or what you got to understand or go to the 7th definition of something, that they on BS. And I'm going to expose that today, man. Did the Moors civilize the world? I want to go into the term Moor. The term Moor is a European label for diverse Muslim inhabitants of North Africa, not a single ethnic group. These groups, primarily Berbers and Arabs, invaded and conquered the Iberian Peninsula in 7 AD, and that is what my opponent is trying to square this to. The definition of civilized, at an advanced stage of social and cultural development. World. First definition, the earth together with all of its countries, people, and natural features. The second one, I'll say a region or group of countries. So not the context was the statement was made. The Moors conquered the world. I said, no, they didn't. So he comes back and he says, and I mean between 711 and 1492. And then I say, okay, back. Then he comes back even later and say, and by world, I mean this small region of the world through the eyes of the European. And let me put that up right here. I ain't gonna play with you. He said, when we say Moors civilized the world, that don't necessarily mean all of Earth, but the world perspective from the eyes of Europeans and Muslim era people of 711 to 1492. The world was a lot smaller than them. So he's already conceded to the debate that he agreed with. But I'm gonna walk down his alley, right? Let's go. Let's go to 711 and 1492. Now, what I want to let you know is that Moors did not start with Islam. So my opponent not only picked the wrong people, but the wrong group of the people. Okay, because according to Procopius of Caesarea, in his book History of Wars, source here, page and number, if you know the Romans, it says inhabitants of men, but desert land extended to a great distance, and that beyond that there are men, not black skin like the Moors, but very white in body and fair hair. So I want to let you know, as he tried to hold the Moors, just like a lot of mainstream definitions try to hold the Moors to Islam, the Moors predate Islam. And I would say that he would have had a better argument saying that those brothers and sisters civilized people other than these Moors. And so let me, what that mean? That's time? Okay, so yeah, I'm keeping them in the argument that the Moors civilized the world through those definitions, not loosely. So bam, they haven't.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my butt up here on this stage. It's my bad about that, Suave. I muted you because that was time. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
I forgot when I'm down here in the back that y'all can't hear me.
Okay, you
so
good?
I am gonna stay up here. I am gonna stay up
That was
here.
it. That was 3 minutes. Okay, yep, we good.
My apologies. I actually started it late, so I tried to catch it up and get it back right. My apologies.
Oh man, shout out to the exhibitions, man. Let's get it.
It's the exhibition debate.
Start my time when I hit play on it, but y'all already see that this dude just shot himself in his own definitions. It showed you regions and world, right? And then he gonna show you.
Do you want to share your screen?
Screen share.
Nah, this the fluff. He fluffing the people up. Go ahead.
I'm doing the same fluff you did. So just mute out. It ain't your turn. Share my screen. Bro.
This is round one. You know that, right? Okay, slow down. Let me run the show a little bit. Let me run the show.
I'm sorry.
He 30 seconds in.
Just pause that for a second. Y'all are the petty, man.
Come on, man. I am super petty, man. Look.
Hey, y'all funny. Now I'm focused. My apologies. Somebody was leaving where I'm at, and they were trying to talk to me while y'all was doing this, and it was throwing me off. Now it's just me. Y'all got my full attention and focus. Again, I apologize. And Laurel, it's at 11:36. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's playing. Okay.
I don't hear anything. Was there supposed to be something?
No. You're right. I'm sorry. My bad. Just it's just the intro, bro. Calm down. I got you.
Okay.
So again, right here we gonna hold on because I gotta be able to control this. So right here we gonna this is some of the sources that we use in Hugh Kinney. Y'all can go look up some of his books. Again, I'm outlining right here the term Moor is a historical designation used by Europeans to describe the Muslim inhabitants. Again, Muslim inhabitants. So we're not talking about any specific group of people. We're talking about Muslims, people who are designated, called Moors by Europeans of the Maghreb, North Africa, and the Iberian Peninsula, Spain, Portugal, Sicily, Malta, during the Middle Ages. Again, it's only talking about a specific time. That's why they keep saying Middle Ages. It's the reason why they keep saying Iberian Peninsula and Muslim inhabitants. You're going to keep seeing this. It is important to note that Moor is not a specific anthropological or ethnographic distinction. Again, it's not a specific group of people. It can be any type of group of people, yellow, white, blue, green, purple, it doesn't matter. If they're Muslim, they will consider a Muslim. Well, I mean, they were considered a Moor. It was an exonym. There it is, a name that was given by a group of people, by outsiders, rather than the name used by themselves, right? Again, most of the information that we can go over here is coming from this guy. Here go his credentials, academic career. Kenny joined the Blase. I don't like to toot his horn. Here go a bunch of books that he created, the Great Arab Conquest, the Arabs, the armies of the Caliphs, the Caliphate, you know what I'm saying? So he got a vast array of literature that he has wrote on this subject. So the information that y'all hear is coming from these sources. And there's other scholars that we use. Like right here go one out of Ivan Van Sertima. He might be familiar with some of his work, but he also done work on the Moorish Empire and the Golden Ages of the Moors, as y'all can see down here. And I'm pretty sure our opponent and people in the audience might try to discredit his work, but that is one of our pioneers in this era. So again, when we talk about the Moorish Empire, we're talking about an Islamic empire. It's a Muslim empire, right? And it's only dealing with 711 to 1492. Again, now I want to bring y'all to hold on, the main event. His name is Tariq Ibn Zayed, right? He's a military success in 711 was not just due to brute force. It was the result of a highly sophisticated combination of diplomacy, psychological warfare, and speed. He faced the Visigoths army. I don't know if y'all know who they are. It says that vastly outnumbered his own. Estimated range from like 3-1 to 5-1. You know what I'm saying? So he was the underdog in this. Yet he dismantled their kingdom in a single campaign before mobilizing his army. Tariq secured critical intelligence and logistical support through an unlikely alliance. Before mobilizing his army, though, Tariq secured critical intelligence and logistical support through an unlikely source. Tariq allied with Count Julian, the Visigoth governor of Ceuta. It says Julian held a grudge with King Roderick. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he raped Julian's daughter, right? This alliance gave Tariq the transport, and Julian provided merchant vessels to cross the Straits of Gibraltar. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but we're going to get into that. It says disguising the invasion forces of a series of routine commercial crossings so not to alert the Visigoth coastal water. So, you know what I'm saying? They straight doing some old cloak and dagger, you know what I'm saying? Black Ops type stuff right here, you know what I'm saying? Some, military intelligence strategy. The intel Tariq received detailed maps of the Iberian terrain, information on the political fractures, structures within the Visigoth royal court. The probing raids a year before the main invasion in 710 AD, a smaller reconnaissance force led by Tariq Ibn Malouk was sent to Tarifa. This confirmed that the coastal defenses were weak and the population was not hostile. So, again, when this guy went into there, he dismantled the entire political state. You understand what I'm saying? He seized the high ground instead of landing in the low port, which were undefended. And he landed at the defenseless rocky promontory at the Kelp. It says they later renamed Jabal Tariq or Gibraltar, right? So you're talking about the Straits of Gibraltar that's named after Jabal Tariq, right? He's a Berber energy.
6 minutes.
So again, it wasn't just psychological warfare that he used. You understand? So when we really start looking into this, we have to let us dispense with a polite, sanitized history that paints the events of 7/11 as a mere invasion. To call Tariq Ibn an invader is to misunderstand the trajectory of human progress. You understand? When we say progress, we're talking about civilization. The arrival of Tariq and the Berber lions on the shores of Spain was not calamity for Europe. It was a rescue mission. When Tariq Ibn crossed the Straits of Gibraltar, he did not step into a paradise. He stepped into a rotten corpses of the kingdom. The Visigoth Spain was a cesspool and a dynastic infighting of corruption and intellectual squalor. The ruling elites gorged themselves while the peasantry starved. The Jewish population faced brutal systematic persecution, and Europe was asleep, suffocating in the filth of the so-called Dark Ages. It required the shock to wake it up. Rather, it required the superior mind of Tariq, The audacity of this genius, looking at the sheer military brilliance display, any lesser commander would have looked at the number 7,000 infantry against the Visigoth fort of nearly 30,000. They would have turned back, but not Tariq. He stood on business. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about this, Tariq Abin did not conquer territory. He conquered ignorance. He paved the way for planting crops Europe has never seen before. Oranges, sugars, cottons, all different types of things, right? You see what I'm saying? He planted ideas that would eventually spark the Renaissance, the European Renaissance. Now, I want to y'all keep this in mind. If it was not for the 7-Eleven Moors, there would never have been African Americans, because there would never have been a slave trade. Never been a slave trade. They never would have found their way over to the Americas. Never would have found their way here. You understand what I'm saying? That was all due to the Moors, all of the treachery that the Moors were doing, backstabbing their own people, coming into Africa, back and forth into Africa, selling people out. That was the Moors. That was some of the great, terrible things that they did, but they also did a lot of beautiful things, and they brought civilization to a dying, decrepit people that was on their last legs, the Europeans. And those Europeans turned around and used the knowledge and the wisdom that the Moors brought, and they used that knowledge to civilize the rest of the world, or what they call civilized, which I am calling murderous warfare. Is what civilization really is murderous warfare. When you go in and you destroy the cultural inhabitants, and you destroy they natural cultures and traditions. That's what civilization is to Europeans. That's what civilization was to Moors and Arabs, going in and destroying the inhabitants. So this ain't finna be no pretty picture. We not finna sit here and romanticize none of this. Big Berber energy, yes, they were some backstabbing, warmongering ass people. So again, when we talk about if the Moors civilized the world, yes, they did. They civilized the European world. This area of influence, this region, this small group of countries within the Mediterranean, yes, they civilized these people, taught them how to wash their behind, bought soap, toothpaste, bought running water, toilets, bathhouses. They bought high technology. They bought algebra. They bought actual different medical techniques that actually prevented death. They raised the life expectancy in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And this is just us talking about
2 minutes.
This is just us talking about what happened in Europe. And like y'all can see in these maps, Amazi, we're gonna be specific about what tribe that he come from. He come from the Zenaga tribe. So y'all can go look that up too. In my next round, I'm gonna get deeper off into some of the more nuances of what the Moors did, and expound on some of the brilliant technologies and innovations that they brought into the world, what we still use today. So I'm gonna bring that to you. And my opponent finna sit here and tell y'all, okay, that ain't got nothing to do with the rest of the world, none of that. Hey, I already pointed out what the region is. That is a world, your own area of influence. Just like the fish world ain't the same as the deer world. Deers and fish don't share the same world. They don't even know about each other. You see what I'm saying? So you can still live on Earth, your own Earth, and still have two totally different worlds, because you're in two totally different areas of influence and spheres of activities. So that's what the meaning of world. It's not my fault. My opponent don't understand the English language and don't understand that their words have different meanings, and you need to be more specific about when you talk and have discussions, especially if you're going to try to challenge a Naga warmonger to a debate. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to expose all of those flaws and fallacies that you have, my friend. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's Naga World Order. Y'all have seen it as a first round knockout. He already shot himself in the foot by showing y'all that the definition of world says exactly what I says. And so him trying to tell you otherwise is retarded. We already see that this is an Islamic empire. It's a Muslim inhabitants. You see that when he talking about more, it ain't talking about any specific group of people, because it's an exonym. That's what we talked about. That's what we brought. Those are heavy bombs. Now, if he gonna try to beat me, that means he's gonna have to rebuttal that. He's gonna have to rebuttal every single thing I said, and you know he can't do that. Empirical facts. Ball game. Let's get it.
Man, Black Power, man. Shout out to the people. Hit that like button. Yeah. My opponent definitely he came and showed y'all a lot of pictures, and he spoke from his heart. A lot of stuff he believed from the European view. And yeah, he's finna down that. I apologize to Team Naga, but you finna watch your big brother die. You got that screen share from you, got? All right, yeah. So did the Moors civilize the world? The brother already admitted no. So he retreated back to a very specific part. He says the part of the world that you know. But even when he goes into his presentation, you got to understand these people went into a part of the world they didn't even know and civilized some people. Yeah, so he think that civilizing the Europeans is civilizing the world, but I'll get more into that in the rebuttal round. The term Moor is a European label for the diverse Muslim inhabitants. I already showed you that the Moors predate Islam, being recorded by Procopius of Caesarea in his book History of Wars. And so now the definition of civilized have evolved for a term of societies where advanced culture, government, and science to a more complex concept that can include specific characteristics like urbanization, writing, and specialized labor. Now, in the racial hierarchy, the term was used to create a hierarchy of human value where European culture, technology, and social organization were deemed superior and the universal standard for development. It was also used as a justification for colonialism. Labeling other people as uncivilized served to justify colonial rule, enslavement, and the plundering of resources by presenting these actions as a benevolent mission to bring civilization to inferior races. And now, remember, my opponent says we're talking about the 711 Moors to 1492. But what you got to understand is that civilization was in Africa and the known world before that. Egypt predates that. Let's go into that. And so this is my source. And it says, yes, the Islamic conquest of Egypt occurred in the 7th century, primarily between 639 and 642, under the leadership of Rashidun Caliphate commander Amir Ibn al-As. The conquest was made possible by the weakness of the ruling Byzantine Empire and was a key part of the rapid expansion of the early Muslim empire, not the Moorish Empire. Okay, so this is my source, and I would like to go into my point. Bilal ibn Rabah al-Habashi was an Abyssinian, Ethiopian, Eritrean descent and is revered as one of the earliest converts to Islam. Now, peep that. This is one of the first African people to say, yes, Arab, I will be Muslim. And the first person of African ancestry to become Muslim. Born into slavery in Mecca around 580 CE. Listen to this. His mother, Hamama, was an Abyssinian princess who had been captured and enslaved. An Abyssinian princess, meaning they had civilization already before Islam even came into the area, who had been captured and enslaved. Bilal became one of the very first people to accept the message of Prophet Muhammad. Now, let me introduce you to this brother, Umayyah ibn Khalif ibn Wahab ibn Hadafa ibn Juma al-Jumahi. I hate him now. Was an Arab slave master, and the chieftain of the Banu Juma of the Quraysh in the 7th century. He was one of the chief opponents against the Muslim-led Muhammad. So when Islam came into these Arab territories, there were Arabs saying, we're not going. We don't need that. Of course, they either lost, got swept under some rug, or converted. And so introducing Islam. So that's my source. And I'd say the ancient Egyptian civilization lasted over 3,000 years. How do you civilize the people that's already civilized? From 3150 BCE to 30 BCE, the timeline is often divided into kingdoms and intermediate periods to reflect changes in rule. Here's a brief overview of some of those periods. Let's go. The pre-dynastic period, from Paleolithic times until the end of the Neolithic period before the emergence of writing around 31 BCE. During this time, Egyptians developed complex beliefs about death and the afterlife. And you don't get a complex theory about death and the afterlife unless you're studying death. You don't study death unless you're dying. People were purposely killing themselves to study death. I mean, if you're studying death, you've already thought about alphabets and numbers and medicine and the stars and oceans. Like you on what is life and death. The archaic and early dynastic period following the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt around 31 BCE. 31 BCE. This period includes the first and second dynasties. You don't get a dynasty without civilization. The Old Kingdom from 2575 to 2150 BCE. This period included the 4th and 8th dynasties and 25 pharaohs predating Islam, Moors, or any of the stuff that he thinks civilized the world because they civilized a corner of Europe. First intermediate period from 2181 to 2055 BCE, a time of chaos and disorder when the pharaoh's kingdom was divided amongst multiple cities. The New Kingdom, 1570s, 1069 BCE, a well-documented period of wealth, education, and expansion around the Mediterranean. The Ptolemaic period, the final period, from 323 to 30 BCE. Now, make sure you pay attention to the Ptolemaic era. 323, around the 300 BCE era is when you get a lot of the African kingdoms going through some tough stuff. Okay? We were fine, and then here comes Alexander the Great and the Greeks. Here comes what would predate Islam, but they were there. It was still a civilization, whether you like it or not. And guess what? The Moors did not do that. Greco-Roman period in 332 BCE, Alexander the Great occupied Egypt. After his death, Ptolemy I, a Macedonian general, declared himself a pharaoh. Roman influence began in 163 BCE. Where are the Moors? This is my source, and this is my statement. The first Egyptians were prehistoric hunter-gatherers who settled the Nile River Valley around 7500 BCE. 7500 BCE. These are people that are migrating. They have a science. They know how to take their show on the road, whether you like it or not. Developing into agricultural communities in the Fayum A culture and Badari culture, these early peoples laid the foundation for ancient Egyptian civilization, which formally began around 3100 BC. The hell E. When King Narmer and Menes unified Upper and Lower Egypt, establishing the first dynasties, not the first mud hut, the first dynasty. This is my source. This is my statement. The ancient Egyptians originated from indigenous populations on the Nile Valley. Let me slow it down like Pop said. The ancient Egyptians originated from indigenous populations of the Nile Valley who had lived there for thousands of years. Their civilization was a blend of these native people with various groups who migrated into the area around time from surrounding regions like the Sahara, the Horn of Africa, the Levant, and the Near East. Where are the Moors? Indigenous roots. The foundational population was indigenous to the Nile Valley in northeastern Africa. These early groups were hunter-gatherers who developed settlements along the river. Migration influences. The civilization, the genetic and cultural makeup was further shaped by people from, guess what? Neighboring areas. We're talking about Egyptian civilization. The North African migrants from areas like the Western Sahara who had civilization, and the Maghreb civilization, Horn of Africa, populations from what is now Sudan, civilization, and Ethiopia, a great civilization, one of the greatest civilizations. You got to give it up. Ethiopia is the mother to Egypt. Levant and Near East, people from the Eastern Mediterranean and parts of Western Asia. Did the Moors civilize that? We brought domesticated plants and animals like wheat, barley, and goats. Civilization. Ethiopia is older than Egypt, with early agricultural societies developing in the Ethiopian highlands around 12,000 years ago. Please sit down, Moors. Predating Egypt's unification around 3113 BC, the kingdom of Damat emerged in Ethiopia around the 10th century BC, making it a contemporary of ancient Egypt, which also has significant early cultural and political ties with the region known as Nubia. Shout out to Nubia, a great civilization way before the Moors. Early agriculture, the first agricultural societies in Africa emerged in the Ethiopian highlands after the last ice age ended. Shout out to the Younger Dryas around 12,000 years ago. Not the Moors. You were not there. The kingdom of Damat, the first known Ethiopian kingdom, Damat, arose around the 10th century BCE. You were not there. Moors, sit down. In what is now the Tigray region, and coexisted with the ancient Egypt and Nubia, a civilization that was sometimes referred to as Kush. Shout out to Kush by the ancient Egyptians. And I would say the Pan-Nile Valley culture, modern scholarship recognizes a single interconnected complex cultural complex across the Nile Valley, linking Egypt, Nubia, and Ethiopia. That's civilization. Moors still ain't did that, rather than viewing them as entirely separate. Kushite dynasty. The Kushite dynasty, also known as the 24th dynasty of Egypt, ruled Egypt from Nubia between 754 and 656 BCE. Sit down, Moors. You were not there when civilization was being constructed. And it's sometimes called the Ethiopian dynasty, underscoring the historical links between regions. The kingdom of Kush, a powerful Nubian kingdom that existed for over 1,000 years. No Moors, no Islam. Beginning around the second millennium BCE, it was a major center for gold, ivory, and iron trade and famously conquered Egypt. They conquered Egypt to rule as the 25th dynasty, not the Moors. The Moors never were in Egypt. Earlier Nubian kingdoms, before the height of Kush, various Nubian groups coexisted and were eventually consolidated under a single ruler around 1650 BCE. No Moors, no Muslims, no Ibns, no nothing. With Kush emerging as the dominant kingdom in Upper Nubia, the Bantu migration started in the third millennium BCE. You were not there, Moor. You were not there, Allah. You were not there, Muhammad. The Bantu speaking people migrated across Africa, forming the foundation. 2 minutes, foundation. 1 minute. Okay.
150.
150 for many sub-Saharan civilizations that developed agriculture and built complex societies long before later kingdoms rose to prominence. This is my source. This is my statement. There's no historical evidence of Moors in ancient or medieval Egypt. The term Moor was used by Europeans to refer to Muslims from Northwest Africa, specifically to Maghreb, who invaded and ruled parts of the Iberian Peninsula. Therefore, Moors are geographically and historically separate from ancient Egypt. The boy is dead. I've shown you. How can the Moors civilize a people that was already civilized? They went into another civilization and gave them soap and shampoo. They did a lot of stuff that I wish that my opponent would have showed you tonight, but he did not. He just showed you slides, spoke from his heart, and lacked sources, something that he bragged on in the back chat. So I'm going to tell you like this. Did the Moors civilize the world? No, in no shape, form, or fashion. They did not civilize Earth. And then let's take it back into the premise that I was later, but still offered, which I still stand on. No, they didn't even civilize the region that they came up in. They caused disruption, like he admitted. They did a lot of horrible things, like he admitted. But the fact that you went and took the people that the earth deemed unrighteous and put them in a position to start conquering people, leading us into the transatlantic slave trade, which now you got to hug and act like that's your baby because you want to stand up for the Moors, not even in antiquity, but modernly, which connects you to antiquity. So you got to stand on this too. You tried to run a 7-Eleven, and those were the worst Moors ever. Moors existed before Islam. So I'm gonna tell you like this. Take what you take. Black power.
Okay. About time. Now y'all finna see how a real debater gets down, right?
You need a screen share? You need a screen share.
Hold on, because first I hate that I have to use my
Should I be starting your time now?
You gonna have
Yes.
to. I gotta rebuttal the nigga. And see, again,
Time starts when you start.
Again, you can't win a debate without rebuttals. Now, y'all already see his earlier sources and all of that stuff corroborating everything I said, but he's on some red herring straw man stuff. So let's get into it, right? So a red herring explains in the core of this debate, did the Moors contribute significantly to the contribution of medieval Europe and the loose? That's what we're talking about. Every time he reads his definition of Moors, that's what they're talking about. Medieval Europe. It says the person arguing against this point distracts the debate by bringing up the following irrelevant facts. Ancient Egypt civilization. It's a red herring, bro. It's the shift of focus. It's a false comparison. It implies that if a civilization is not absolutely first or oldest, then its later contributions are invalid or less significant, right? So we're talking about straw man fallacies. Do I got to educate you on what a straw man fallacy is? A straw man misrepresents an opponent's argument to make it easier to attack. In this case, the opponent isn't claiming the Moors were the first civilization, so the red herring is just an outright distraction. And it's non-sequitur. It does not follow. While the statement is non-sequitur, the conclusion does not logically follow the premise. The red herring is the more premise term because the intent is clearly to distract by injecting a topic that sounds historically profound but is irrelevant to the central claim. And he's using appeal to emotion by trying to persuade the audience in this particular way. And then we're gonna get over to his false equivocation, right? So the era where the arguer is asserting that a dictionary's primary definition, world, right, planet Earth, is the only valid one, thereby ignoring the world's common contextual and historical meanings. The intent by doing this, they shut down the debate and force a literal, narrow interpretation, even when the context clearly points to another meaning. Moors, Europeans. Okay, with that being said, let me get back into my presentation. That's how you a rebuttal. You want to see a body? All you got to do is go see them bullet points I just put in them, right? So pause my time for a second because I need to grab my presentation real quick.
I don't agree to that.
Got you on the pause.
I do not agree to a pause in time while he get his presentation.
Calm down, brother. All right, so
that's legal. Okay.
So I'm ready, bro.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, you can pause. Like if hold on, because I ain't start your time yet. Hold on. Yeah, if you ever need a pause time because you having a malfunction or you need to bring your screen up, you stop your time. Yeah. Like he wasn't sharing his screen. You want to share your screen? I don't see.
Yeah, I'm about to share it right now. Okay. So my opponent said I ain't sure y'all know sources or whatnot. He's mistaken. So we're gonna go off into some of the things that Moors actually did bring culture and civilization to Europe and actually did civilize these people. Here we got Zirab. He's known as the first fashionista, right? And this is 789 to 857. But your homeboy is known as bringing the first haircuts, the first fades. You hear that? You know what I'm saying? Cutting the bangs and doing all that stuff for the rich families there in Cordoba. You know what I'm saying? Like he was bringing all the latest fashion trending, the Gucci Prada. You know what I'm saying? He was rocking all that back then. You know what I'm saying? He was bringing it back from Persia. As y'all see, he had the latest dining fast from Persia for several centuries. Zirab's innovations stayed only in Spain. It says, but eventually Spain's Arabian culture caught all over for the first use of white tablecloths. And so as you see, the brother right here, he brought music. He brought a plethora of music. He's known for bringing classical music into Rome. Again, without classical music, what would the Renaissance have been, right? So they while less famous in the West, the two above, right? So Zirab or Ziyab is the greatest cultural figure of Blackbird. That's his nickname, suggesting that referring to his dark skin and his methodical voice. He was a polymath who revolutionized the society of Cordoba and introduced the concept of three-course meals, soups, main and dessert, seasonal clothing, wearing white in the summer, dark in the winter, and toothpaste to Europe. He effectively invented a lifestyle of the civilized. You hear that? He effectively invented the lifestyle of the civilized. The European courts, he civilized the European courts, revered for his musical talents. Zirab knew 10,000 songs and is famous for his adapting lute to expanding the technical capabilities. He also is a cultural aficionado and deeply influenced social norms that continue to exist today. Most notable on Spanish musics and customs. Famous as the inventor of deodorant, toothpaste, his name is known for his influence in Spanish classical music. His countless contributions to the Andalusian Royal Society made him one of the most influential characters of all time. And this is your boy right here, Zirab. Y'all can go check him out. This is on RuthJohnson.com. All things medieval. You can go check that out, right? And here we go. Here go another source right here. Use Zirab.com. You can go here learn all about him. There he is right there, the black man, the black Berber man, right? You know what I'm saying? Big Berber energy up over here. You know what I'm saying? The Moors civilizing the Europeans one dirty Tamahu at a time, right? And again, they're going into the golden age of Islam. Why? Because the Moors are always associated with a specific time and region, right? So that's just your boy Zirab. Like I actually got a few of these brothers to hit y'all with. The next one we're gonna go into Abin Rashid. Okay, now we're gonna go into Abin Rashid. Now this guy right here, In academic,
6 minutes.
and I ain't even got enough time to do all of it. So it's just in academic and scientific circles, Ibn Rashid, born in Cordoba, again in Spain, right, is considered the greatest Moor due to his immense contribution to the global knowledge. And he was a judge, a physician, a philosopher who often was credited to saving Western philosophy. Now, what would civilization, European civilization, be without Western philosophy, my friend? He wrote extensive commentaries on Aristotle, and Greek philosophy had largely been lost and forgotten in Christian Europe. So they was even ignorant of their own history, but it was the Moors who brought back their history, taught them Greek, taught them about Aristotle, right? It says in the writings of St. Thomas and Agnias and Dante, he is referred simply as the commentator. He's like a ghost, he's mystique, right? And so I'm gonna even go off into they had Moorish agriculture, right? That they introduced. I gotta show y'all the. I'll be going ahead of myself. So again, here go Albin Rashid Alvaros. Y'all can go look him up. This is on PlatoStanford.eu, as you can see. And like I said, all of the information that y'all heard me passionately talking about comes from these sources. Right, here go another one. If y'all just want to get off into Ibn Rashid, look what they call him, the Prince of Science, right? And we're talking about civilizing the world. Yes, civilized them. That was a Moor, big Berber energy, right? So then we're gonna go off into the Moorish improvements in the mountains, right? Talking about the agricultural, dealing with the agriculture. I can go to bbc.com future and go here and see them talking about the Moorish inventions that have provided water to the Sahara Mountain for 1,000 years and years. Y'all can go read about these things. But what I really want to get down to is how the influence of the Moors is still in effect today, even here in America. Right, you have a group of people called the Moorish Science Temple of America. Noble Drew Ali. He was the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America in 1913, during the era African Americans were grappling with severe racial oppression and searching for collective identity. He used the history of the Moors to inspire this movement in following ways, reclaiming the identity of their heritage. Ali taught the African Americans they were not Negroes, black, colored, but were Moorish descent, specifically from ancient Moabites, who were the founders of Mecca and the inhabitants of the Northwest Africa and North America. And he encouraged his followers to use suffixes like El and Bay in their surnames to signify this, by providing the noble and ancient lineage tied to a powerful civilization that once ruled Europe. You hear that? Ali installed the sense of racial pride and self-respect amongst his followers, offering a powerful counter narrative to the dehumanization labels and systematic racism they face. The Moorish Science Temple advocated for Black nationalism, self-reliance, and economic empowerment. Ali encouraged members to start their own businesses and build self-sufficient communities. The ethnos inspired the historical and self-sufficiency of Moorish civilization. Noble Drew Ali's movement is one of the first successful African-American Islamic organizations laid the theoretical work for the organization's background for the future Black nationalist and religious movements, most notably the Nation of Islam. Thus, the historical legacy of the Moors in Europe provide an inspirational framework for Noble Drew Ali to promote positive African-American identity, advocating for social change, and establish a movement focused on racial upliftment and self-determination. So even from 711 to 1492, the Moors' ripples are still reverberating through the earth, and they're still here today because we still got Moors right here, right now, to this day. So again,
149.
When we talk about the Moors civilizing the world, we're talking about Europe, medieval Europe, 711, 1492. My opponent, even though he tried to backwash y'all and send y'all on a straw man hunt and tried to do some red herring fishing, you know what I'm saying? Even though he tried that, even though he tried to pull on y'all emotional strings, and New Kakerakt, Laurel Burns is here to draw him back. I'm here to protect y'all from this guy, you know what I'm saying? Because what he's doing is very disingenuous. I already stated the Moors did great and terrible things. I already explained that they were Berbers and they were a mixed group of people, and there's not one single group of people. But they did what they did, and the things that they did is still reverberating around the earth today. And my opponent has no way to erase that. And the only thing he can do is try to bring up other civilizations around the world as if using this equivocation fallacy, as if civilization is this one homogenous monolithic thing, when it's not. Civilizations spring up all over the place. We still got civilizations popping up now, and he even read in his own definition that civilization is a process. So it's not something that's just static. You understand what I'm saying? So my opponent needs to tighten up his reins, because this warmonger, big naga energy around here, buddy. Holla at your boy, cuz. Ready for this question and answer round, cuz. Now you're going to get really beat up.
Man, you got to get ready for this rebuttal round first, man. Let's
10
get it.
seconds. You yield your time?
Yeah, you don't need it.
Okay, he don't need it. He don't need it. Suave B.O.S, it's on you. Let me reset the timer.
All right, we're in the building. I ain't got to shut nothing. Put me on the screen.
Put you on the big screen.
Put me on the screen, boss. Put me on the screen, boss.
There you go.
Hey, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Hey, the brother came and tried to make the conversation, the sentence, the title, did the more civilized the world, he tried to change that into, did the more civilized a corner of Europe? Like, we're not impressed anymore. Yes, when we were ignorant way back in the day, and it was like, hey, you know, you black people did this. And then, oh, wow. It's a very antiquated sentence that he's still saying for some reason, probably because he used to be a Moor, and it needs to be updated and corrected, which he did. I want to let you know he did. We came across this topic, did the more civilize the world? He said yes. And then he later came back and said, within this time period and within this region. And I want to let you know, remember, I did not ignore his premise. I just admitted that he already defeated himself from saying, did the Moors civilize the world? Now, focusing on his premise, did the Moors civilize the world, meaning the part of the earth that they knew existed? They knew Africa existed. They did not civilize it. They knew most of the rest of Europe existed. They didn't civilize it. They knew that Asia existed. Didn't civilize it. They knew that India existed. Never civilized it. Like, we're talking about 7-Eleven when people are making world maps, and did the Moors have an influence on civilizing people? No. But what happened was they impressed the people who deserved to be exonerated, deserved to be not exonerated, deserved to be excommunicated. The people who weren't in the mountains by coincidence. They saved those people, put those people in position to come back, take over the Arab slave trade, and then go into creating who we are today, which he has to embrace and act like he's so proud of being the descendant of a slave while denying where the slaves come from. Now, I'm letting you know, saying that the more civilized the world is antiquated. Check. I attacked his premise. Check. He showed nothing in his premise. This is the weakest, most embarrassing premise I've ever seen. He gave up AI pictures of Moors, which were Arab. He didn't even go into the real information of the Moors. Remember, the Moors predated 7-Eleven. The Moors predated Islam and did great things. But through the eyes of a cracker, like my opponent has built his premise around after setting up the debate. Oh, the Moors did what we needed them to do. Brought soap to who? Brought deodorant to who? Where's the Moor deodorant? He brought up the Moor deodorant. I thought you said 7-Eleven in 1492. He abandoned his own premise and started coming into modern day things. So let me take you back to 7-Eleven, 1492, what the Moors were doing. That was using that sophisticated war type means that they had to traitor on their own people. That's what they did. You destroy a civilized world and then call them uncivilized. When the Muslims was the ones that needed to be civilized, because they were still thinking the sperm come from the middle of your back, a part of your rib. They were still thinking it was okay for Muhammad to sleep with Aisha at 13. They was thinking that it was okay to sit up here and just convert people to Islam because they were prisoners of war. They were the uncivilized people. Yes. The Muslims, the Arab cracker Muslims was the uncivilized people, and they converted Africans. And I showed you the first African. And I showed you the people, even the Arabs and the Africans that came up and said, no, Islam. We're not doing that. So now here you are with the traitorous people impressing the people who burnt their credit card up a little more, just like America today. The Romans and the Greeks burnt their stuff up, and they had to turn in on each other, and a certain group of Romans deceived the rest of their people. And then here come the Moors helping those people that they deceived out, and then being used by the people that deceived the people that they helped out of their deception, used by those people, the Romans and the Greeks, to come back into Africa and tear down our Sankai Empire, our Mali Empire, our Egyptian Empire. No, the Moors did not civilize the world. The Moors did a look at this hand and a trick. The Moors took information to a very ignorant people that impressed them. Just like he has to stand on, well, America today is civilizing the world by displacing them, bombing them, treaties against them. You know what? The Black Panthers got civilized by by COINTELPRO. That's what he's saying. He's saying Malcolm X got civilized by the CIA. That's what he's saying. He's saying this warmongering position that he has is saying, no, remember I showed you the terminology for civilization has adapted. Because through the lens of the crackers that he's talking about in 7-Eleven, hey, civilized meant you were not Christian. Then civilized meant you were not Jewish. Then it meant you were not Islam. Oh, big, beautiful buildings. We love your universities. You know, your use of math and technology. You built great pyramids and the Sphinx, but you don't agree with us theological, so you're not uncivil. So you're not civilized. Let me get that about you. And that's the ignorance that he has to stand on today because he put his foot in his mouth. But he's a smart brother who knows how to take his shoe off while his foot is in his mouth and act like his foot isn't still in his mouth. His statement was, did the Moors civilize the world? And no, they didn't in no safe form or fashion. I'm sorry. It's a very antiquated conversation that we could have had. You could have impressed my granddaddy with it. You could have. My grandfather would have been like, I knew nothing about that.
5 minutes, 30 seconds. My bad.
I didn't know that the Moors were in Europe and brought soap and shampoo and told them, don't sleep with your cows. Don't have your chicken. Don't use your chickens as pillows. I understand that. I understand that the white man didn't get life and nature and the rhythm and the course of time that's supposed to progress into a society that impresses people. But at that time, listen to this. Listen to this. If being civilized mean being ahead of the people, then I mean that the people that was in Africa was ahead of the Europeans that you went and saved. So who was the civilized people? The people that you came back into Africa with. Guess what? Even when you ran into the Iberian Peninsula, you weren't fighting crackers. You were fighting other Africans who already went over there. You were fighting other black Africans that was already over there. And then you want to sit up here and act like you did something. No, you were the ones who were willing to get bought. You were willing to kill a little bit more. And now here you are trying to push this same story that the cracker tried to sell to my great-great-granddaddy. Oh, we found you in trees swinging with bones in your nose. No, we had civilization. And the Moors was a late call to class. And you impressed the European world, and that's why you made it into their history. That's why we don't got to search for you, because you got the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. You were the first to recognize the UK and the United States, and you got all of these ways to tell black people that they're white and that Africans aren't civilized. Yes, of course, you're popular. But the ones who didn't make it to the history book were the true civilizations of the world that shaped everything that you took on the road to impress the people who didn't know about it. We've been had that. Now you show me what happened to the kingdoms that predated Islam and predated Moors. And like I said, Moors predate Islam. You went down a road, and the fact that you think you're gonna outwit this conversation by dismissing all of my arguments and calling everything a fallacy, by saying things are non sequitur. The conversation is Moors, civilized world. In both definitions, the Islamic European terminology and the pre-Islamic terminology that was recorded by Procopius, which I showed, both included civilized in every meaning in every word that it meant. Civilized. They brought up on a culture that was above everybody else. No, we already had that. That's where you went and showed the cracker. That's why you made it to the history book. And then world. Whether you talk about the whole earth or a small region of it, name me a Moorish empire that impressed anybody that was in proximity to them, contemporarily to them. You're impressive now to a people that went through the slave trade. You're impressive now to people who've been underfunded in education, but you weren't impressive then. That's why you was the only one. While you were sitting around here getting fezes, we were getting chains. While you were sitting up here signing treaties, we were getting declared war on. Yes. You were the weaker trader in ancient times and in modern times to this day. But shout out to the Moors and shout out to real history. I wasn't there and all these people. I don't know if I'd have had the strength to go through it.
155.
And I love history. But the fact is, when you come up here and try to paint a argument that the Moors civilized the world, and then you get up here and you just show random AI pictures of Arabs and you speak from your heart, and then you come back in the rebuttal round and you share what should have been your premise. And then you just spend the beginning of your round before you had to call a timeout. So disorganized, right? Shout out to Unc, disorganized truth, disorganized lie. You came in and just spent the first time in your round trying to say, hey, people don't listen to him. Here's a fallacy. This is what a fallacy is. No. Did the Moors civilize the world? No. In every definition of every term that we used, show me a region of the earth where the Moors brought civilization to that impressed people. I almost lost the point. No, you can't. No, because even the Europeans, that was outside of the part that you like. They weren't impressed. They were going to war with you. Remember, the Greeks and the Romans were already in Egypt. They were already in the Middle East. They was already in North Africa. That's it. You're dead. Your argument is antiquated, need to be updated, and you know that you did that tonight by trying to minuscule it to a certain amount of time and minimize it to a certain region. And you can't show me a region where the more civilized the world. This is the boy Suave B.O.S of the Argument League, Black Power, man. I love y'all. Keep your head up so y'all see the BS coming. And may you progress in lanes in which you got to passion, because work is work, but it ain't got to be torture. Shout out to AOI, man. Gary, Indiana, stand up, man. It's the boy Suave B.O.S, man. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Y'all ready for this question and answer round? Because I'm finna stick the knife in them and twist the hilt. So I can watch them bleed out on live. This gonna be bad, bro. This gonna be really bad, man. You know, this is why I shine it. This is my favorite part of the debate.
You ready?
Oh yeah.
I was on mute. You couldn't even hear me. My bad about that. Are you going to share slides? I'm tripping. This question and answer. I'm tripping.
Yeah, this question and answer. No slides.
Oh, my bad. I removed him.
Slide back to the camera. All right.
Okay, let me remove my...
So again, okay. So here's the thing. You keep saying that they didn't have nothing that nobody respects. So can you explain to me why do they still have Moorish language floating around in Spanish if they don't have nothing that anybody want or didn't have any influence on anybody? Why is there still Moorish? You can still detect Moorish language all throughout Spanish.
Well, first of all, it didn't say nothing that nobody respected. The Moorish civilization is respected. I said that impressed people. So yeah, they actually did
Now I'm gonna
exist.
go on to the next question. So I like what you just said. You said Moorish civilization. Can you repeat that again for us?
The Moorish civilization.
What's the Moorish civilization?
It's a very treacherous and traitorous civilization that was built off the backs of African civilization.
Where is the Moorish
No,
civilization?
wait. Can I answer?
Well, I like your answer, so I'm going on to the next
You
question.
know, what was my answer? Can you repeat it to me? Because I don't think you got
I
it.
don't answer questions during my round. So
Can I clarify my answer though? One time.
that was good enough. So can you explain to us if Moors didn't have any influence or didn't bring civilization to Europe, then why is there classical music in the Renaissance? If that's the case, explain to us why do we have classical music if Moors didn't civilize the Europeans?
Well, they didn't civilize the European in the fashion that you explained it to say that
Oh,
they civilized the world, but what they did do was introduce the European to African technology as the
right, okay. Thanks. So when you civilizing somebody, right, okay. When you civilize it, so it's a exchange of cultural ideas, is what you're saying. Yes or no?
No, I didn't show you. I didn't see
Okay,
you
so
show
so
that
you're
definition.
saying when you're civilizing someone, you're not having a cultural exchange. That's what you're saying.
You didn't show me that in your
I
presence.
didn't ask you what I showed you. I asked you when you're civilizing someone or you're
You're
civilizing.
the affirmative. I think you need to
Brother,
be
I'm
showing
asking
that.
the question. All you gotta do is calm down and answer the questions.
Okay.
Now,
Well, if you want me, my
brother,
answer
you ain't
is,
gotta do that. All you gotta do is be quiet and listen, so I can give you the questions. Okay,
and that's hard too. A1. Yeah,
brother, brother, just have some decorum because you messing up my time, and every time you do that, we're gonna
You're
have to reset.
panicking. Ask your question.
Okay, so again, if the Moors did not civilize the world, right, then why do we have a Barbary Treaty? Why is there a Barbary Treaty if they didn't civilize the world?
Man, can you explain that? Because the Barbary Treaty being represented where in the fashion that it is does not equate to more civilizing the world.
Is Mansa Musa a Moor?
No, he's
Okay,
dead.
Mansa Musa most definitely was a Moor.
He's
Okay,
dead. He was a Moor.
Brother, thank you. You
dead.
said he's dead. That's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, if the Moors, if you don't call that civilized, would you say that creating a treaty so people could stop robbing and looting other people's property, would you say that that's a civilized act?
No, not when you're just doing it just
so
to.
you're saying that making a treaty to stop people from robbing innocent merchant ships, that's not a civilized act. That's what you're saying.
No, not when you're trying
Okay,
to corner
so
the market. Hold on, can I explain my answer?
Actually,
Okay.
yes or no
That's not gonna win in a real debate. You're gonna die. Let's
yes
go.
or no question. It was a
Let's
close.
go. No, that was not a yes or no question.
I asked you. Yes, it was a yes or no question.
But you're still supposed to give me time to explain my yes or no.
Well, it's a yes or no question. You could either yes or no.
Hey, if you got to do that to win, you're dead, bro.
You're infringing on my time, bro.
I'm here, my
So again, when it comes to bringing civilization, can you explain to us how did the Europeans civilize the Americas? Explain to us that process.
The Europeans never civilized Americans.
Okay, but before the Europeans got here, was there already electricity and running water, guns, and industries already here, mass producing products? You're saying that already existed here?
I'm saying no because civilized people do not burn resources like
if
that.
You're saying that those things were not here, and another group of people,
you're gonna die in a real debate cutting people off like that.
People came and bought those things here. You're saying that's not a form of civilizing?
No.
So can you give us a definition of, or give us an idea of what civilizing someone or something would look like?
Ruling for dynasties, thousands of years without debt or jail or rape or murder or a crime, which the Egyptian dynasties did.
Okay, so let me ask you the question again. I need you to give me
an
example. I need an example of what civilizing would actually look like. Just saying having dynasties.
Bringing people together under a large group, which Ethiopia, which Ghana, which Egyptian did without having a high crime rate, jail and murder and taxes and all of the stuff that you have in Greek,
So,
Roman, American.
are you saying in civilized societies they're not taxed?
No, civilized societies do not tax each other. No.
Okay, so you're saying in civilized societies they don't tax. There's no taxes.
No, other people tax them because they're not violent enough to fight them from the taxes.
So in a civilization, you're saying it is uncivilized to tax each other.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so in a civilized setting, right? How do you expect a centralized government to have an administration if there's no taxation?
Because resources come from the ground for free.
How do you acquisition resources if you can't tax?
You pull food from trees, you get water from rivers.
How do you acquisition? I'm asking specific questions. How do you acquisition?
You pull food from trees, you drink water from rivers, you get herbs from ground, you get ore from mountains, and it's all free.
Okay, all of those things have to go through acquisition. I don't know if you know what that is, but those things have to go through acquisition, and that is done through a government. Those government has to go through, and
government doesn't mean civilized.
Bro, I never said government means civilized, but most civilized societies have governments. So are you saying that having a organized society is not a precursor to civilization?
Not if the precursor doesn't make it to civilization.
So having organized society.
What, you reading my mind or something? You reading my mind? Why you don't want my answer to get out?
No, you're saying no. And I mean, what are you?
I'm saying more than no, but it's okay. If this is how you handle your round, cool.
Bro, look, you're saying that having organized groups of people is not precursors to civilization. I get it. So you have a looser idea of what the process of civilization is. Like I don't know when you civilizing something or someone, is the same process that you would go.
Well, you should have showed that in your premises instead of asking me, because I'm going to define it how I want to define it, because you never set the definition for it.
Ask you another question. You're not supposed to be talking unless I ask you a question. Calm down. Now, again, when you say that you don't need groups or organized groups of people in order to have a civilization, can you name a civilization that exists that does not have organized groups?
I never said that. You're a bum. You're a bum for saying that. I never said that.
I accept the ad-homs.
I said government does not mean civilization, and you agreed.
Okay, so can you?
I said that civilization is bringing a group of people together without having crime and jail. You heard me say that, but then you tried to paint me as saying that.
Brother,
go ahead.
Brother, calm
Try again. You got a minute 39 seconds.
Can you give us an example of a civilization without a government?
Yes, but you already agreed that government doesn't necessarily.
I asked you for an example. Can you provide for?
No, you asked me, could I give you an example? I said yes.
If there was an example for a civilization without a government, what exactly would that civilization be?
A utopia.
Where can you give us an example? Where is that utopia at?
It's on the Sentinelese Island.
So you've been to the Sentinelese Island?
No, that's why I say utopia, because corrupt people like me.
Utopia on the Sentinelese Island if you ain't never been there?
Because they will kill to protect it.
So if they kill to protect it, how do you know?
Because they killed to protect it.
So you're still alive, which means you ain't never been there, and which means you're.
Have you been there?
I didn't bring it up. You did.
Show me somebody who been there and lived.
I didn't bring it up. You
sounds like a utopia to me.
You show me somebody. So you're making a subjective ideology, your subjective ideology of what this utopia.
That's a nice group of words, but that's not applicable to what I just said.
Utopia. Have you talked to those people?
No, but they've made a testimony through dead bodies. They've sent back those dead bodies saying this is a utopia. Leave us alone.
Ask you questions and you keep talking while I'm talking.
You're not answering because you made a statement, brother.
I got a question and statement, and you.
Man, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quiet. My turn.
You're interrupting my time. You've been interrupting my time the whole time while I've been asking questions. Is that time, bro?
Yeah, I'm not a liar. That's time. It was on the screen down there in the corner.
Oh, okay. No.
He not on the screen, so we can't hear him talking. Although I'm sure he is, but he has to bring himself back up on the screen to talk, and let him reset the clock to 12 minutes so that Suave can finish Larrell Burns' old GTA extra character looking at. Let's get this fam. Hey, I promise I'm here, man. Black Power.
I'm tripping. Y'all can't even hear me because I'm not up here. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is actually nice. So I'm actually up on the stage, but you can't see me. I created this custom layout so I can pop the timer down here.
That's hard, man. You always figure it out. Let's get it. 12 minutes,
In the middle of y'all round, I got it right. Okay. And I'm actually going, I think for future debates, I'll be able to set this timer down in the corner while your screen is still sharing. So all the other debates will have this. I just figured it out while y'all were going back and forth. Okay. Time starts when you start, Suave.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Brother Larrell, can you name me a civilization that the Moors created?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, give it a try.
Well, you asked me and I said yeah.
And I'm asking you to give it a try. Name a civilization that the Moors created. Please don't down the first question.
Mauritania.
Wait, what?
Mauritania, the land that they live on.
Okay. Wait, when was Mauritania established?
I have no idea.
None, right?
Nope.
Okay. You ever heard of the Damat Kingdom?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, those was the people in my premise that I showed that occupied the land that you know now. Hold on, brother. Wait. Excuse me. I'm setting up my question because you were ignorant of those people, and I'm letting you know those were the people that I showed that occupied the space that Mauritania occupies, that had a great civilization, an empire, empire. Now, the Berbers and your Moorish people come up out of a people that migrated to there, right? So show me a civilization that the Moors created.
I already answered that one.
Mauritania.
That's the same.
So you think the Moors established Mauritania? How do you define Moor?
The Muslim inhabitants of North Africa, Iberian Peninsula.
Was Mauritania originally Islamic?
No.
So why would you define the Moors as an Islamic group of people, but say that Mauritania was founded by the Islamic group of people known as the Moors, brother? Do you know that you just fucking died?
I don't even know what the answer. Like, what do you
I know, because that's what death feels like. Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, did the Moors civilize Nubia?
No, that's non sequitur. No,
did the Moors civilize Ghana?
That's non sequitur. No.
Did the Moors civilize Egypt?
No, that's not secular. You already asked me.
Did the Moors know about Ghana?
Possibly.
Did the Moors know about Egypt?
Yeah.
Did the Moors know about Nigeria?
Possibly.
And did they civilize those three places? No. You just said it. You just said it before I asked you. Yeah. So. Wow, you're the boss. You're the head. Okay, all right. Well, let's see if two more pop up. Okay, so I will ask you this: what today do you utilize from the Moorish culture?
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste. Could you point me to a Moorish toothpaste today?
Oh man, I don't live in Morocco.
Oh, so Moorish toothpaste only civilized Morocco, not the world?
So you're asking me if Moorish toothpaste civilized somebody? That's crazy. No, Moorish toothpaste.
Why isn't there any Moorish toothpaste in America if they civilized the world?
Because world doesn't have one definition, brother, and I showed you that.
Okay. Do Moors predate Islam?
Do Moors predate Islam? No, Moors is an exonym. I showed you that. Also showed you that in my presentation. That's a European word. It's an exonym. I don't
And
know
guess
why
what I showed you in my presentation? That
I agree with
Procopius, hold on, brother. This is my question.
you
This is
agree.
my question. This is my question.
You
If
kept snapping
Procopius,
yourself for
this is my
agreeing.
question, and you cut my question off. If Procopius of Caesarea,
I don't know who that is.
understood, you don't know a lot of stuff, but the fact is, I showed it in my premise.
Yeah, but
So
I still
if
don't know who that is.
hold on, brother, I'm asking my question, and you cut me off. If Procopius of Caesarea stated in his book, History of Wars, Volume 4, Chapter 8, Chapter 13. But desert land extended to a great distance, and that beyond there were men, not black skin like the Moors. This, sir, predates Islam, and it predates Islam. Now, if we have a reference to a great historian in the 7th century BCE saying that some people were Moors and Islam isn't around, will you then change your stance that Moors predate Islam?
My stance nor my premise was ever Moors predate Islam. That's your own concoction. Next question.
No, you're saying that Moors don't predate Islam. I'm asking you.
I've never made the.
Okay, so let me ask you the same question I just asked you 40 seconds ago.
Answering your question. Can you please allow me?
No.
I never made.
Do the Moors predate Islam, sir?
I never made the statement.
Do Moors predate Islam, sir?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'm glad I was able to teach you something. Okay, so were there civilizations before Moors?
Yeah.
What did Moors bring to the table uniquely that wasn't introduced by an already existing civilization? Go.
Science.
So no
algebra.
So hold on. Oh wait. So no civilization before Islam. So no civilization before Islam before 7-Eleven has science.
Not gonna let me answer the question. Okay.
Brother, was science already introduced to the world through other civilizations before 7-Eleven?
You gonna let me answer this one?
Yes. Here's the question. Here's the question. Was science introduced to the world before 7-Eleven?
Again,
sir.
So in my presentation, again,
sir, I don't want to know. Was science introduced to the world before 7-Eleven, sir?
Okay, yeah. So again,
I know what death looked like, brother.
From my presentation, if y'all remember,
I didn't ask you about your presentation. Yes or no question, like you did me.
Yeah,
was science introduced to the world before 7-Eleven?
Which world?
The known world. The known world.
Known world. Okay, so in my presentation, I showed you.
You're dead, brother. Shout out to you.
That Europe was.
Hey, shout out to Team Naga, man. It's time to get a new leader, bro. Your boy is dead. The head is gone. I expect for 2 of y'all to pop up.
Let me answer the question.
You're not answering my question. My question is, was science introduced to the world before Islam?
Which world are you talking about?
Before 7-Eleven. The world that Islam.
Which world?
The land that you know is Mauritania. Before Islam, was science in Mauritania?
That was Islam. Hold on, let me get a correct understanding. So you saying before Islam? When exactly?
7-Eleven. Was science in Mauritania before 7-Eleven?
Islam came before 7-Eleven.
Was science in Mauritania before 7-Eleven? Yes or no?
What exactly do you mean?
Was science in Mauritania before 7-Eleven? Yes or no?
Science in Mauritania before.
Since the Moors introduced science uniquely. Okay, let me ask you a question. Hold on. Stop it. Stop. Because you died. You died. So let me give you another chance. No, I'm reestablishing the question. Let's go. Because I got 2 minutes left. To make you look inferior, and I'm going to enjoy it. Name one thing that the Moors brought uniquely that came from the Moors that impressed the world that didn't pre-exist Moors.
You say, so you want me to name something?
One thing
that predates what?
One thing that the Moors brought uniquely to the world that predates 7-Eleven. Yeah.
So you want me to name something that the Moors?
Man, just name one thing that the Moors did, fam. What is you doing?
They create aqueducts.
They created the first aqueduct.
So that's a different question.
Answer it.
I'm not certain. I don't know when all aqueducts.
That's a no.
Well,
Name one thing that the Moors did uniquely that impressed the world, sir. Please, other than
you just asked me that, and I
yeah,
answered.
and answer it because you just died twice on it.
I told
Why
you.
wouldn't I answer it? Ask it again. Could you please name me one thing that the Moors did uniquely to the earth?
I just said aqueducts.
Name a dance, a song.
A dance.
Did they have a song that was unique to the world?
I don't know. Or you
You didn't do no research for this debate at all. The warmonger.
I didn't research dance moves.
Okay, brother. So let me just ask you one more time. I got 45 seconds.
Okay.
Name one thing that the Moors brought to this earth that was unique to them that we couldn't find outside of an existing civilization that predates them. Go. I'm you now. You got 35 seconds.
Okay. North African DNA.
So North African DNA is unique to Moors?
Huh?
Huh? North African DNA is unique to Moors.
Yeah, the Berbers. Yeah.
The Berber genetic marker is unique to one group of Berbers from 711 to 1492.
Now you said one group of Berbers. Now you
Because that's what you said. You said a specific Muslim people from 711 1492. Black Power, you died. Let's go.
I died, bro. You still got 5 seconds.
You can't hear your vocals, bro.
Appreciate you. I said, let's give these two gentlemen a round of applause for stepping into the Coliseum of argument. Only the brave speak here. Again, this was an exhibition debate. We will be having judges for this one, and I will be throwing the poll up. The poll is just for entertainment purposes only. It does not weigh into the judgment. And are you ready to go into your 3-minute closing?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me put 3 minutes. Okay. And hold on. Let me put you on the big screen.
Yeah.
And time starts when you start.
When I start. Man, shout out to the people, man. Yeah, the brother came and he had the title was Did the Moors Civilize the World? That was his statement. I said no. He said yes. We agreed to debate it. He came back and said, and I mean the 7-11-14. Can you mute our brother? That was crazy. He said, I mean the 7-11 and 1492 Moors. I said, cool. He said, and by world, I mean this small region. I said, cool. Now, here we are with both arguments on the table. One antiquated statement that says that the Moors civilized the world simply because they impressed the people that oppressed you. Because white people said these people brought information, and the fact was they're trying to deny African civilization. That remember I brought up, they're trying to sell our great grandparents that they found our people swinging from trees with bones on their noses. We had no language, we had no writing system, we had no information, we never did nothing. We just sat around for 350,000 years as modern humans and just dug in our noses, lived in basically what was mud huts and ate slugs out the ground. No, we did not. We did very great things for thousands of years before the Younger Dryas. Before the Younger Dryas, 12,000 years ago, 11,000 years ago, civilization was global, created by who? Very highly melanated people that you would call black if you saw them today. So what my opponent brought today was a mysticism. It was a let me win because you like me debate. No, he showed a bunch of slides that I'm gonna go to sleep to tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna replay this debate and I'm gonna fall asleep to him because it was a very AI-ic type of premise. And so he brought these slides and he spoke from his heart, and then he tried to bring some information. And let me do this because I'm Patty. Now, my name is Suave B.O.S, man. My channel is the Argument League, and I just called Kakerakt Body Brew. Now, he used this as a source. Now, if you want to order some soaps, you got to wait till tomorrow to about 11 a.m. because they close right now. He used a soap store as a source. Let me turn down the brightness because this is for real. This is a real thing he did. This was his source. Come on, man. This was your time to sit up here and bring up all that more stuff that you paid all those hundreds, hopefully not thousands of dollars to whoever you thought and believed in when you was a Moor. But it's a very antiquated argument. I dismantled it tonight. I asked him to give me one civilization that the Moors built, and he couldn't. He said, Mauritania. And I showed him my premise that the Damat people occupied that place and had a great empire without Islam. I showed how Moors predate Islam. He said no, and I showed the source. The man is a maniac. What's that, 1 minute? Or I'm dead.
That was time. That was it. That was time.
Black power.
Yes, sir. Let me pull you down off of this big screen right here. Reset this timer for you gentlemen. Where's Suave though?
I'm still here. You took me down instead of you, I guess. Yep. Man, we can't hear you, man. But you know what? I never could hear dead people.
I got you. I got you. Time starts when you start, I knew.
Share my screen, bro.
Okay, hold on. So you don't want the big screen. There we go.
All right, Joe.
Hold on. I don't have your screen shared. It's still sharing a timer.
Oh, shit.
There we go. And time starts when you start. And see, I'm going to have to create a layout for this right here, where when you're sharing your screen, the timer is still sharing. I just figured out how to do it.
Okay, so this is the bit of truth, yo. The viciousness of this debate lies in the aftermath. The detractor cries about non sequitur arguments, straw man fallacies. He's building straw man armies. Y'all heard it over and over again. But he did not rebuttal one point I made. But we're not going to do that. What did Tariq Abin bring to this backwater Europe? Huh? Civilization? Was that it? While London and Paris paved their streets with mud and feces, living in drafty wooden shacks and shanty towns, right? The world Tariq built in Al-Andalus had paved roads, street lights, running water. See that? Those are modern technologies. Europe was dying of disease. The Moors brought hygiene. He wants to make jokes about a soap company, but they bought soap, so it's only natural that you're going to find soap companies. They created the concept of germs. So without the contributions of the Moors, you wouldn't even understand germ warfare right now. Europe was illiterate. The Moors built over 70 libraries in Cordoba alone, just in Cordoba alone, 70. Europe had forgotten the Greeks, forgot all about them, forgot they existed. But the Moors brought back Aristotle, Plato, mathematics, allow us to build the modern world that we know today. 711 Moors, 1492. Those Moors paved the way to dominate the rest of the world and put their necks on our ancestors' head. And that we not saying that as a proud moment. We saying it as a moment of self-realization that this is the base reality that we live in. So we not sugarcoating anything. We bringing it live and direct to you. So it's up to you to make the decision. Who won this debate? Did the man who bring the straw man army with him and fed y'all a bunch of red herring fish? Was it him, or was it the one who brought you empirical evidence about real base reality about things that actually happened?
And that is time. That is time, gentlemen. Again, let's give both of these gentlemen a round of applause for stepping into the Coliseum of arguments. Only the brave speak here. That is real briefly, we'll go to a word from our sponsors, and then we'll come back and let these gentlemen give their shout outs. And yeah, that was fire right there. That was fire.
In every debate, there's power, passion, and purpose. Titans Debate League isn't just a podcast. It's a movement, a place where big ideas collide and voices that matter are heard. But to keep this arena alive, we need you in our corner. Your support through Cash App isn't just a donation. It's an investment in truth, in dialogue, and in community. Every dollar helps us bring sharper debates, stronger guests, and bigger opportunities for growth. And here's the best part. When you give, you're not just supporting us. You're standing tall as part of the Titan family. We see you, we value you, and we appreciate you. So if you've ever felt inspired, challenged, or entertained by what we do, show some love and send your support to $ Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Again, that's $ Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Together, let's keep this debate alive, keep the fire burning, and keep the Titans rising. Have a blessed day.
Get down or lay down when we're stopping. It's the clash of the Tigers. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the garden. Get down or lay down when we're stopping. It's the clash of the Titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the garden. Of the Titans. It's the clash of the Titans.
Everybody's saying $3, yo. Saying $4. Saying $5 right now, man. Everybody in the chat saying $5 right now. It's the clash of the Titans.
I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's already reigned victorious in round one. We are halfway through round one, folks. Want to give a big shout out to Emmanuel Halawaya. He reigned victorious over Haya Mayan. Big shout out and congratulations to Hemi the Barbarian. If you missed that Ison debate, you better go check it out. And shout out Honey Clark. She had her opponent so scared he didn't even show up. And Suave B.O.S will be added to this list. He was nominated the winner of his debate against King Naga today. Shout out to him. His Cash App already dropped. The winner of everybody in the tournament in each round will be receiving $50 on the road to the finals. And if you don't know what tournament I'm talking about,
These are not just speakers. These are thinkers, forged in fire. Warriors of words stepping into destiny. Welcome to the Coliseum of Arguments, where logic clashes with conviction and ideas spill like blood in the sand. 16 titans, 16 minds, one path to immortality. They come seeking truth, they fight for redemption, they burn for revenge. Featuring the intellectual elite of the Titans Debate League. Every round a new war, every word a new weapon. Every titan ready to fall or rise in glory. This is not debate, this is combat. Step into the Coliseum of arguments. Only the brave speak here. Are you not entertained? Amazing news! At Titans Debate League is now looking for interns. We are expanding our team and seeking driven individuals who are ready to make an impact. We're on the hunt for talented people to join our marketing team, a charismatic new host, and creative minds who can produce amazing content. If you have a positive attitude and are used to winning, because that's what we do here, then we want to hear from you. Join us and contribute to a culture of excellence and success here at Titans Debate League. Email us today, titansdebateleague@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Where Infinity Gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess build and destroy the cipher. Intellectual sword to slice you, or whatever device you.
Okay, we back. You gentlemen want to go ahead and give your shout outs and well, you already gave your closing arguments. Give closing remarks.
Shout out to the affirmative. Let the brother go first.
I knew it's on you.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna order in this mug. Y'all know how we get down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just saw brutality win right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that South Atlantic Dolphin Pod. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? When y'all get these waves. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I got we're gonna have a victory party in the back chat in the gauntlet. Nigga, we serving fried koala burgers and raccoon bacon, nigga, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all got y'all plates and shit ready. You know what I'm saying? We out here doing it big. You know what I'm saying? Wait for the next album to drop. You know what I'm saying? We coming hard with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a rap in this joint, man. Let's get it.
Suave B.O.S, closing remarks before we go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah, man. I want to give honor to my mother and my father and their parents who created them so that they could create me. I usually do that at the beginning of the debate. Shout out to you, A1. Shout out to the Titans Debate League, the greatest debate league on earth, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Shout out to my opponent and shout out to Team Naga, man. But tonight was a demonstration. Hey, this was wild, man. I caught your big bro with his foot in his mouth, and he had to pay for that. So, I mean, I just like thank y'all for supporting the debate league. Thank y'all for coming through, hitting that like button, man. Let's get it in wherever we gonna get it in back chat, man. Let's start up another live because I ain't see Team Naga in the chat for real. I ain't even see Silky in the chat for real saying nothing. He done bleached and permed his head to be a more. So, man, shout out to y'all, man. This is boy Suave B.O.S of the Argument League, man. Black Power, man. I love y'all. Keep y'all head up, man.
And we will be closing out with the song by Connie Son. He does have a show come. You know what? Hold on. Before we play the song by Connie Son, let me go ahead and show you what we got coming up with him, man.
Shout out to the GOAT, man.
A shout out B1 Taz in the building. I got one of the judges' results back for your debate already, so I'm just waiting on judge number 2. Judge number 2 is Chef Darius. He usually doesn't take too long at all, so I'll be expecting that tomorrow, probably tomorrow from him. So yeah, let's be looking for that. And episodes. Where is what I'm looking for? Okay. Hold on one second. It don't even matter. I'll run it on the next one. We about to get out of here with a song by Connie Son. You can check him out on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, all of that. Make sure you support him as well. And he does have a show coming up on my channel called Intellectual Armory. He'll be going live once a week. He does verbal judo and de-escalation through conversation to gang youth in California. And he will be coming over here and dropping that game on us once a week. So stay tuned for that. And here is that single by him, rapper / political activist Connie Son.
my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, we are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. They talking, you listen, that's family. They don't tell your business, that's family. They calling your phone, coming looking for you. They say that you missing, that's family. They don't need permission, that's family. When you hurt, they can feel it, that's family. Let them come while you're cheering, that's family. Let them come when you living, that's family. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family. Hey, ain't nobody fighting around here. Ain't nobody shooting around here. Everybody that's around here, family. All love, no hate, be clear. No shade, all love, be real. You love them, you should know how it feel. Tired of all these badass kids. Tired of paying all these bills. Family going through the same thing, so they know exactly how you feel. They supply a shoulder I can cry. I provide a place where they can heal. Leave my money out, they don't steal. Let them have it if it's for a bill. Soldier for me when they in the field. Only way I live, family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.
You gotta beat him up, man. You know what I'm saying?